Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and very good episode of Evil, which dropped its newest episode yesterday. I finally had a chance to watch it today. I committed my time last night to watching the first 3 episodes of Season 4 of The Boys. Great solid start. You can watch that review right here on this channel. But tonight's video, I am talking about the latest episode of Evil. Do you want me to stop saying evil like that? Sorry, I cracked myself up. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen Evil yet and you are behind by the most recent episode, which is episode 4, I believe, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right into it. First and foremost, no matter the case and the fact that the show is primarily centered around Kristen, David, and Ben, Sister Andrea always steals the mother effing show every goddamn time she is on screen. I love Andrea Martin. Not only was she a voice actress in one of my favorite childhood cartoons growing up, Earthworm Jim, which she was phenomenal in, but she's easily one of my favorite characters in this show. And I love her. I love her especially when she's demon hunting and kicking ass on demons as well, interrogating them, beating the hell out of them. That is always a great time. Like the season 3 finale when she's walking around Kristen's house with a shovel, beating the hell out of the demons, was a huge season and overall series highlight for me. And her taking on the 2 nasty, gnarly-looking demons in this episode was also a huge highlight. Like the demon that was causing people to have aphasia or their inability to speak or connect with words was getting fatter and fatter, more bloated, and she finally went poke and took that bastard out. That was super satisfying to watch. And then beating the hell out of the little demon as well, the demon of grief. I was feeding off Father Ignatius. That was great. I love how she defeated that demon by talking to and bonding with Father Ignatius, because it goes to show you that talking to someone can really help them process and heal with whatever it is they're going through, whether it be loss or grief like the father was going through, or any kind of serious emotional crisis that anybody is going through. Talking to them can help tremendously. So remember that when it comes to your loved ones. And of course, the case was bizarre and unusual, like any case on Evil, someone afflicted by a demon that makes them have aphasia or their inability to speak words and whatnot. This episode kind of struck a chord with me because a few years ago, my father, who's alive and well, by the way, but a few years ago, he did have a mild stroke, and at the time we didn't know it was a stroke until it happened again a few days later. But his first stroke, we thought he was suffering from aphasia because he was struggling to put words and sentences together. It was very hard to watch him go through that. Thankfully, he made a recovery and he was fine, but it was very difficult to see him go through that. So the whole premise of this episode was a bit unnerving in that regard. It wasn't too unnerving, but it just did remind me of those unpleasant memories I have, because that was a very scary time for me and my family. But thankfully it worked out. And but again, that episode kind of brought up those old feelings for me. So I was like, ugh. But it worked out in both real life and in this show because they defeated the demon. I also like how Andy was able to gain enough self-control and not inject his youngest daughter. And I think he was going to subsequently kill her as well by sending her into cardiac arrest. And fortunately and unfortunately, he did it to himself. And he seems to be aware enough that he's being directed to try to hurt Kristen and the girls. He doesn't remember or realize who, but he does seem to know that he poses a risk to his family. At least he's self-aware of that. And it sounds like he's willing to be willingly locked up for it, which is noble of him. But will it solve the problem? Who knows? And now the demon of grief had appeared at the end of the episode, overseeing his hospital room with him and Kristen in it. Is it going to latch onto him next? Who knows? But very good episode. It had some gnarly kick-ass demons, some badass Sister Andrea moments. This episode had everything that you want out of a solid, very very good Evil episode. So I thoroughly enjoyed it and will probably watch it again. What did you guys think of the latest episode of Evil? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Evil drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have an awesome rest of your night and a great weekend, everybody. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.